Alright, Eliteco 3 here. Today's video is going to be a Mailbin. Let's find it. There it is. There she is. Let's take a look at these packages, talk about the cards, as always. Let me throw this bin on the ground. We'll just grab a package from it and start. Starting off with vintage. Nice. Vintage binder, actually. I believe this was $6 plus shipping, but it is a 64 tops Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. I believe the seller described it as VG, so to me it looks like a 3. So Ernie Banks 64 tops for the vintage binder. I'll have to put that in the binder and cross it off the list tonight. Something slabbed here. Okay. I thought this was a good price. I'm gonna keep it in here until I get it into a perfect fit. But it's a Pujols Bowman. It's the 2001. It does offer black borders and corners all over the card, so definitely think it's a tougher set than one might realize. But beautiful card. The price on this, I believe, was 40 to 45. So. I know the raw copies are going for about 25 now, so I feel like to get a PSA 9 for 40, 45 is a pretty good deal. Nice, taped in. So this is the Topps update, and I have been breaking some of the Topps updates from like 15 and 17. This is a 13 one. Move this camera over just a smidge. Nolan Arenado. And what's the price on these? I think they go for like $6, like $6 plus shipping. So beautiful card. Probably not that tough to grade if that's something you'd like to do. Did this one. Here we go. So I'm definitely not a big prospector these days, but just kind of dipping my feet in the pool for this one. Victor Robles for the Nationals. He just hyperextended his wrist, I think, or something like that. So he's going to be out for a few weeks, but I think he'll be back. I'm going to think May or June he'll be up with the Nationals. Then we'll kind of see what happens from there. But I think this was about $90, so definitely expensive for his Chrome autos. This is from 2016 Bowman Chrome. I think they went for a little bit more last year. I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens with him. This is a Probstein, so he's notoriously a sloppy shipper. And there's some nice cards in here. So we got Breeze, the rookie watch. So I've definitely cooled in the football. I'm just all in. I'm in baseball mode right now. It's April. This is a rare Griffey. I did get the bonds in. I believe in the last Mailbin I did. And here's the Griffey. It's got kind of some chipping on that top little point. So this would be one I'd hope to get like a PSA 8 on or something and throw it into the registry. But Griffey, mother load from metal. I believe 97 metal. And then I don't understand why Probstein doesn't just put these in top loaders. I mean, these are great when you're sending with PSA and you got cardboard around them. But if you're just shipping out like this, I think it's kind of flimsy. This is the Bowman. We just saw PSA 9. This is a raw one. And the one big thing I see comparing this to the 9 is just a lot of chipping on this edge. So I don't think this is like a 9 or a 10, obviously. But still a beautiful Pujols. And then we got one of these Bowman Chrome 2010 Jose Altuve, and I did get some of these in the last Mailbin I made, and they are very tough to clean the surface off. I wiped it down for like 3 minutes, and I still couldn't get it to get the surface still didn't look totally clean to me. I don't know if that makes sense, but some sets are just like that, and this is like kind of a tricky set if you guys ever take a look at those. This is a 92 Bowman. Pudgy. So it's not a rookie, but it's from 92 Bowman, and I just love 92 Bowman as a set. And it's still the second year Pudge in a 10, and it was like $12. So I put in a bid and took it down. Next package. Okay, empty. Moss SPX 98. This is the new school. It says it right here on this little foil pattern, and it's numbered on the back to 1700. So beautiful Moss card. Probably like $10. So affordable too for a Moss. That is one of the toughest sets ever. For the 50th time, I've said it. Northwest Sports Cards. So I don't know if they have an actual hobby shop in Washington, but pretty neat if they did. It's a couple more of these. So Bowman Pujolses. What was the actual price on these? They were $20. So $20 a piece on these puppies. We'll keep these top loaders. Oh, this is sick. So I bought this to try to slab it. So he says, now the person I bought this from, I don't think he had the strongest feedback. But this is my favorite Pete Rose card by far. The 64 Tops, the second year Rose. Obviously, I'm a fan of it because he's not pictured with 3 other dudes. But it doesn't look stained. You know, it does have the characteristics of like a PSA 3, I think. But a PSA 3 in this is, I believe it's a pretty valuable card still. So it might be a reprint. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'll have to compare it to one of my other ones, but any person with a more vintage knowledge than me can probably tell me if that's fake or real. Usually I can tell just by the way the card feels, and a lot of those older vintage cards, if you see them online in auctions and they just look nice and they don't look like, I mean, they just don't look natural, then they're pretty much reprints or counterfeits. But here's another Altuve. This is that Bowman Chrome one. So I'm starting to try to pick up some Altuve cards and create a modest PC of Altuve. I'm just going to focus on 2010 and 2011 Altuves. So there's not a ton to choose from, and refractors from this set are pretty pricey. If you guys have checked out the market on those lately, they've shot up in price. And he does not have like a Bowman Chrome Prospect Auto, but you can still get the base card, which is cool in itself. Like, this would be a great card to send off and get signed by him in person, and then send it to PSA DNA and get it slabbed in a holder. Just a thought. So here's another Robles. This is the blue refractor, and this one was pricey, like $275. It's out of 150. You know, buying a card like this, you're taking a huge risk. It's kind of a card that, could it double in price? Yeah, sure. Could it be worth $20 in a few years? Yeah. So, I mean, it's definitely smarter to buy older vintage, you know, but sometimes it's definitely smarter to not open wax boxes too. But sometimes as collectors, we just get off course and we want to have fun with different parts of the hobby, and they're not typically the smartest ways to go about it. So I think that's just something a lot of us fight as collectors and hobbyists. So here's one. I already had this, I believe, for the binder, so I was just kind of, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm looking for vintage cards to slab. I think I just get bored and try to think of new ideas to have fun with the hobby. And this is the Pete Rose. This is the 69, I think. This is just these old Topps cards are so cool. But it looked pretty clean. Like, from just taking a quick look at it, it looks like it could be a 5. I mean, I don't know. It's not centered terribly. It's not perfect, but we'll see. I'm not sure what I paid for that because there's no receipt in there. It was probably like 15, 20 bucks though. This card's sick. So, and it's in the lighthouse, so that was an extra bonus. That's annoying when people put this type of tape on slabs. So, PSA 85, Tony Gwynn, 83 Topps. Love this. This is my favorite Tony Gwynn card. But it's in the new lighthouse. It was an 8.5. I got it for like 25 bucks. I know Mint 9s go for like 40 to 50, so it's just a 0.5 lower. And it was just a little bit more expensive than an 8, so I don't know. It seemed like a good deal on a cool card. So Tony Gwynn Topps 83. And I did bust an 83 Topps on my channel. I think I filmed the video. I honestly can't remember. And I did pull a Gwynn, but I think it was like a PSA 7. So that was either last spring or spring of 16 when I did that. Is this score traded or I don't know. There's some old score cards. They're just funny looking. There's a Tom Gordon. So another one of these Topps update. Nolan Arenado. I mean, this card is just silly. It's like a micro. Like, cards are small enough to be making cards like this, and then like the minis and the tall boys. That's just an opinion, though. I'm gonna throw these away. But Nolan Arenado. Some more slabbage. So it's kind of like a Pujols Bowman 01 day here. So to me, this one doesn't look as nice as the other one I looked at. You know, I always talk about buy the card, not the holder. So okay, so these both say Mint 9, and that's nice. But let's inspect the cards further. And on this card right here, I just see a lot of weight chipping that I don't want to see on a Mint 9 card. Like, to me, this wouldn't be a Mint 9 if I was looking at it. Not that I'm superior or anything, but I think all of us have opinions. You guys see that white there on that edge, and this one has none. So for me, like, I probably won't keep this one. I'll probably sell it because, like, a Mint 9 card should have a certain look to me, you know. So there's a couple Mint 9s, and they just look a little bit different. Here's one that was already opened off camera, and when that happens, it's usually a card that I want to show on the video, and it's a Topps Chrome. I always thought it was Topps Chrome traded, but it's Topps Chrome late edition. It looks kind of weird how they put that on there. It'd be better if they didn't put that on there. That's just being me being a baby. But this card was probably came out like after the season, and it's a neat card. This is a Mint 9. I believe the price on this was like 50 or 60 bucks. So Pujols, another Pujols. So this is like a Pujols video, who's actually getting very close to 3,000 hits, although you won't ever hear about it because I think Trout takes the headlines, and then Ohtani takes the majority of the headlines for that team. Okay, so here's some football. A few of these LT finest, I think they were 25 to 30 a pop. So they're out of 1,000. They got a great shine to them. They're numbered right there on the back. But I mean, this set's very, very easy to slab. So these were slabbed a long time ago. They're in some old PSA holders, but it is LT Hall of Famer, numbered rookie, neat card. Let me get a drink of water. Okay, this is one I opened up and it was in a different package, and I put it back into the bin so I could show it. I just put it in one of these blank envelopes and taped it. It wasn't taped like this. That was me just trying to protect it. So, Jeter Hot Gloves. This is so sick. 97 flare. I mean, this card with those flames and the photo, and I'm typically not a huge fan of die cuts, but I don't hate die cuts, but I mean, this card just pops. So Hot Gloves Jeter, this was like $60, and I think I got it for a pretty good price too. So that one will definitely, I mean, that's one that I'll probably force to PSA. It's kind of one I just want slabbed. It's another Pujols. I did talk about him as being a buy on my buy sell hold video about a week ago. I'm just kind of holding true to my advice and just picking up some Pujols cards. This is one that obviously I bought raw and I would like to slab, so we'll see what happens with that one. I do have a 500 card order coming in tomorrow, and I've got one going out this week, so I'm trying to make sure I have orders going out and coming in, you know, so we have content. I like doing the 500 card orders, even though they're pretty long, but I don't think it's a video you have to like sit and follow too closely. You can kind of sort cards or do something else and watch as the cards roll in. So here's a long ball leaders, couple Bonzes. I mean, these were like $1.50 or something. I just thought it was a great deal. Is this Donruss? I think it's 97. Yeah, it's 97, I believe. Long ball leaders to 5,000, which is pretty low print for this time period. It's kind of when they first started to number cards, around that time period. Okay, here's a Trout. Now, this Finest rookie sells raw, I believe, for like 75 to 85. And I got this for like, I think it was like $90. So, like for a little bit more than raw, I got the gem at 9.5. Now, it does have a 9 surface, so it's just one I would snap out and try to get the PSA 10. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it, you know. But Trout Finest, it's a neat card from 2011 Finest. Let's see what we got here. A Breeze top slot. So we're still getting these tops cards in. But I mean, I honestly haven't looked for football cards much at all the last week. So I think we're officially into baseball mode. So we got 3 of these puppies. This is actually like a $200 card in a 10 now. Raw, they're like 15 to 20. So, and it's very, very tough to find 10s. 9s can happen, but not often either. So it's a tougher set. It's a challenge, and it's a lot of fun. Here's a football card though. The newly acquired Brandon Cooks. Some basketball cards. This is actually his Contenders photo variation short print. So there it is. He's holding the football in the right hand. Neat card for $15-20. Here's the Vladdy. This was slabbed way back in the day. It's in like a team bag. So Vlad, 95 Bowman, PSA 9. I have sent some of these in recent 500 card orders, so we'll see how we do on these ones. That one's a nice mint 9. I don't think that set's too tough though. Okay, so this was a snap candidate, and this set's so hard to snap though. It's a pain in the ass. It's pro, and the type of slab that they use, it doesn't snap apart. It's like it's like plastic. It's a different kind of plastic. If you try to like break it apart, it doesn't do it like that. So I don't know if I'll snap it or just put it back online, because I forgot how tough these are to snap out. So a couple of Vlads, and then we kind of get into the bottom part of the bin here, where moving pretty fast through this thing. And here's a Focus LT to 369. So this is the parallel one, blue Focus numbers. I think I've showed one of these before on a bin. So this is the trout we saw before in the video. This is just a raw one. Is it taped in at least? Yeah, it's not protected very well. Finest 2011. I'm always bitching and moaning on here, but it gets pretty annoying after a while. So Topps Finest 2011. This is the base. Very valuable card. Base cards like that to me are very intriguing when they're just like a plain base card and it's worth $85. We will do a few more, and then I'll cut this and get it online. So this is a Correa. This is I believe it's Heritage 2015. I don't think it's like an SP or anything. It's just like the base rookie. But I didn't have it, and I figured I'd try to buy it and slab. It's all about the slabbing, right? Oh, this is a neat card. I actually got this card cheap too. I can get into it. So this was actually 99 cents plus shipping, and it's from 92 Donruss, the rookies. You can pull them out of those boxes, but it's still a tough pull, and it's Piazza. It's one of his only cards from 92, so to pick it up for that price was pretty awesome. So Piazza, Donruss Phenoms 92. Let's try this one. Another one of these. All right, let's check the back chipping on it. It looks pretty good on this one, you know. I think that first one looked the best. Second one looked kind of rough, and this one looks pretty clean on the corners and edges. Now, one thing I will note about this one is it's not centered as well as the other two, I don't think. You see how that right's a lot thicker? So let's move it down a little bit so you can see the card, for crying out loud. It's got like a stain on it from looks like pizza grease or something. Same card. I believe this one was like $3 plus shipping, so still a good deal. Not quite as good as the other one though. It's got a dinged up edge there, so it won't be a PSA card. I guess we'll do this one. PWCC. There's a little tab here we can pull. I think we got it. Cannot recall what I purchased from him. They did change their logo. They're doing this little thing now. I actually preferred their old one. Some football. Nice football. There we go. Charles Woodson SP Authentic. This is a PSA 8 of the Future Watch to 500. This is the die cut version, but it was. I don't buy a lot of stuff from PWCC. I'll put in some snipes, and if I happen to hit them, then I hit them. But I don't seek their cards out too intently. Here's a season opener Moss 10. That was about 25-30, and then the Thunder was about 35. So some football cards. But the majority of this one have been baseball cards. Alright, this is going to be the last one. Some more football. So this was just cheap. I think it was. I got each of these for about $2.50, and then with shipping, I think I paid about $7 or $8 for all these cards. So the majority of them aren't sleeved, so that's probably gonna diminish the chances of anything slabbable. It helps so much just to have a soft sleeve on these puppies. So a bunch of these Bowman Holtz. It's a neat card. And then we got the MVP, the metal. That's one of the sickest inserts ever. Quasars. And then some edge cards too. So bunch of cool rookies. Couple guys that I think will slide into the Hall of Fame here soon. Gonna wrap it up with that one. That's it for this Mailbin. I'll try to get one out maybe next weekend. But peace.